Also, don't mind the sound back there. I have some hot water brewing because I was talking all weekend and I'm losing my voice already. So, we're going to start off right where we left off on Friday. We're doing these two-step problems. Okay, so a quick little reminder on the two-step problems. First step I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that line down the center. I'm going to add or subtract like terms. Then I'm going to multiply and divide. Those are those three steps that we did. Step one, I really didn't give step one a name where I draw the line, but it was going to be add and subtract first, then multiply and divide to get the letter all by itself. So same way, I'm going to start off here, draw that line straight down, and then I want to get the n on the side all by itself. So what else is on that side with the n right now? Austin?
Negative 4.3.
Yeah, negative 4.3. So the opposite of negative 4.3 is going to be a positive 4.3. So even though it's in the front, I'm going to look and see whatever sign this one is, and I'm going to do the opposite of that sign. So if that one says negative 4.3, I'm going to add 4.3. And I'm going to add it to both sides because math is fair. Now when we look at that, it is a negative 6.5 plus 4.5. Okay, the bigger number there is going to be negative. So I know my answer is going to be a negative number. So we kind of do a little line there. Negative 6.5 plus 4.3 will end up at negative 2.2 equals a negative n. Remember, when we have the letter, this letter has to be positive. Okay, so right now it says negative n. What I'm going to do to both sides is I'm going to divide both sides by a negative 1. So this one is going to turn into a positive 2.2. And then my negative n will turn into a positive n. Did that make sense how all that stuff happened? Again, I know it wasn't even Friday, it was Thursday. You guys had a 3-day weekend. It's all blurred anymore. So it's been since Thursday that we did this. I want you to try this one. I'm going to put a little extra enter in this line. It is not saying 9.5. It's just saying question number 9. So this one says 5 minus x equals 7. Go ahead and solve this one for me. No, so it was the number 5. So it was 5 minus x. I got rid of that. There's like some extra numbers in front of it. Okay, so your full question is 5 minus x equals 7. All right, I'm going to show the steps of this one. I know some of you guys are still kind of working on it. But pretty much everybody I saw had the right answer. It was just kind of one extra step. So same thing, we draw that line right down the center. So that's 5 minus x, so I'm going to do the opposite of this 5. So minus 5 to both sides because math is fair. You got negative x equals a positive 2. Remember, I cannot leave x with a negative value, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1. My final answer is going to be a positive x equals a negative 2. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Where are you feeling? Because I'm about to make it a little bit trickier.
So here's one where if you put that x in and you had, because LaSalle also had x equals 2. So if you plug that x in, 5 minus 2 does not equal 7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Then you know, okay, what did I do wrong? Okay.
Just a quick little double check. In the words of, I don't remember the guys, the discount double check. That's what we're going for. We're just doing the double check. Aaron Rodgers. Okay. So this one here, again, I said it was going to be a little bit trickier, but hopefully it's not that scary. We're still going to do the same thing. We're still going to add or subtract like terms, but I'm going to work this first one with you. Mainly because as soon as we started doing these other parts of the problems, sometimes people try to make it a little bit trickier than it needs to be. So all I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to look at everything on the left-hand side of that problem. I've got a 4 minus 9c plus 3c. I'm going to look to combine my like terms on the left side. I only have one 4, so I'm just going to rewrite that 4. I'm not going to change that. Then it says negative 9c plus 3c. They're not on opposite sides, so I don't have to do any opposite sides or opposite signs. So I'm just going to add or subtract like normal. So it says negative 9 plus 3. A negative 9 plus 3 is a negative 6c. And now all that left side is completely done. I'm going to remember to bring down my 58. And now I have a problem just like the previous, 6 sample ones we did. Now we can work it just like we did before. I've got 4 minus 6c equals 58. Again, I'm still in that step 1 of add or subtract like terms. So I'm going to get that c by itself. So this is a positive 4. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. And I get negative 6c equals 54. Now I want to get my c all by itself. I'm done with my step 1. My step 2 is going to be multiply or divide to get the variable by itself. So if this has a negative 6 in front of it, I'm going to divide by negative 6. And math is fair, so whatever I did to the left-hand side, I do it to the right-hand side. I divided both sides by negative 6, and I get c equals a negative 9. And that's my final answer. Feeling all right? Because guess what, guys? I forgot everything. You guys have to tell me the steps to do on this one. All right, first one I got 3.4 equals 0.4 m minus 2 plus 0.2 m. I'll let you write it down, then you guys are going to talk me through it. All right, guys, what do I do first? Even before that, I'm going to make that line. I'm just going to be able to separate the two of them. I'm going to make that line. All right. Then Gabriel, you can say the next part again. Combine like terms. On the left-hand side of that equation, the left-hand side of that line, are there any terms I can add or subtract that I can combine? Is there anything on the left-hand side? What's over there, Austin? 3.4. Can I do anything with that? Nope. So I'm just going to rewrite it, right? Now I'm looking on the right side of that equation. Do I have any like terms?
0.4 and 0.2.
Perfect. So I got 0.4m and then 0.2. I like how you said both those together. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to highlight those. And I'm going to leave that sign in front of it. They are on the exact same side, so I don't have to do anything opposite. So somebody new besides Gabriel, because he seems like he's getting this one. What am I going to do? Austin?
You add 0.4, 0.2.
Perfect. Yeah, they're on the same side. So I'm just going to add those ones together. What is 0.4 plus 0.2? 0.6 or 0.6 m. Don't forget about that letter. Is there anything else on the right side that we can combine?
No.
So what else do we have to do for this part?
Bring down
Bring it down. I'm going to bring down that -2. Okay. Gabe and Austin are crushing this one. They're telling me all the steps to do. What do I do next? That means that those two can't tell me. Noah?
add 2.
Okay, yeah, I'll get the m by itself, so I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So plus 2 plus 2. That gives me a 5.4 equals 0.6 m. Somebody brand new. Got one step to go. Okay? Perfect. Divide both sides by 0.6. So I got 5.4 divided by 0.6. My answer comes to 9 equals m. You can leave it like this. You could rewrite it as m equals 9. Either way, it's the exact same answer. And if you ever doubt yourself, if you wanted to plug in 9 to both of these parts, and just plug it back in to make sure, it'll add up to equal 3.4. Or it should add up to equal 3.4. If it doesn't, we did something wrong. All right. Time for you to show me what you can do. It says b minus 3b plus 8 equals 18. I will give you 3 minutes. Don't forget about your negative sign. Tip your head, you have that b minus 3b. What should that be? What's 1 minus 3? Yes, we should keep that -2. 1 minus 3. Okay, so let's just erase all this stuff down here. Don't write that one down yet. Okay, what's 18 minus 8? Because that part's good. What do you think? That's a pop, yeah. What? What do we have at the other day? We have a homeroom stuff. There we go. Yes, sir. Perfect, you got it. Nice job.
You say my
Good, good, good.
second.
Yes, like a few seconds after 7 period, just get one down.
Oh, no. Second, because I'm 33.
No, those are prayer announcements. It's like the prayer announcements and then. All right, 3 minutes is up. I'm going to work through those steps. A lot of you guys were doing some great things. Some of you guys were trying to think like they were on opposite sides. So we'll work it together. I'm going to go through, I'm going to put this line straight down. I'm going to add and subtract like terms. Again, in front of this B, if there's nothing there, there's an imaginary 1. 1 minus 3 is going to give me a negative 2b. I'm going to rewrite the 8, rewrite that equal sign. The stuff on the right-hand side, nothing is going to be added or subtracted because there's only one thing. So I just rewrite it. Now I get to positive 8, so I'm going to subtract 8 to both sides. I get negative 2b equals a positive 10 because it is a positive 18 minus 8. And then I want to get my b all by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. b equals negative 5. Big thing is don't forget about your negative signs. That's the spot where I keep on noticing a lot of the hiccups happening. Okay, my very last part before we get onto the homework stuff is we do have a story problem. I want to make sure you guys get the story because it's real. It says Marissa wants to go to summer camp. The camp costs $229 per week. She pays a deposit of $75 and she'll need to save $14 per week to pay for the trip. That's kind of what we're going to say that's what her allowance is. Okay? So she's getting paid $14 a week. We need to figure out how many weeks she's going to need to save up that extra $14 until she gets all the way up to $229. So the good news is they already gave you the formula. I want you to tell me, using this formula here, how many weeks it's going to take her to save up. Do you need a calculator? favorite?
Dude, so like, hide your hand on one thing.
Just because there's one that's right. It's this one.
All right, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna work this one with you.
So
I have to say the part that I really liked about everybody's paper that I walked by and looked at is instead of trying to skip a step, every single person was rewriting the problem. So the part that where you guys are rewriting that problem is awesome, and I'm very happy that you guys are setting things up that way. So we start off, we have 75 plus 14W plus 14W equals 229. From there, you guys went through, you drew your line, which was great. Then I look for anything that I can add or subtract that are on the same side together. Were there any like terms on the left-hand side that I could add or subtract? No. Was there anything on the right-hand side? No. Now we get to look at moving things from one side to the other. Okay, there's only one W out there, so we're going to leave that one alone. So 75, the opposite of positive 75 is subtracting 75. I get 14W equals 154. And then I had to get the W by itself, so I divide both sides by 14. My W equaled 11. So the question says to find, or how many weeks will Marissa have to save until she's able to go or have summer camp paid for? 11 weeks. Okay, that's what these variables are meaning. They're going to stand for something. So understanding that this, yes, we solved W equals 11, but understanding that that actually stands for 11 weeks that she will need to save to figure out how much she's going to need to do. All right, you guys have the rest of the assignment that I put up there from last week. I'm trying to pull this stuff out. I don't suppose anybody wrote down that giant problem from last week, did they? All right, let me get it back out. It was 4 more problems. There we go. That was on this page. Oh, it was, I'll write it down here. You did, so this one you can put on the second half of that assignment unless you already turned it in. And then we'll correct them all on tomorrow. Yeah. So page 336. And this was 40 through 48. 1, 2. Here. No, it's 40 through 52 by 4s. That's what it was. 40 through 52 by 4s. It was just 4 more problems. So you had 3 of those double step parts, plus you have 1 story problem.